Hi all, welcome to my FIFA 20 top 100 predictions. If you've seen my top 50 predictions that were put up on FUTBIN's channel last week, I sat down, had a look over what I'd done right, what I'd done wrong I felt, and decided let's go and improve on this by doing a top 100. So this is all 100 cards that I think will make into FIFA 20. So let me know folks in the comments below if you've seen that video, what you thought of it. Obviously a lot of scrutiny kind of made from it, could have like Messi, Ronaldo especially, but it's just a bit of fun folks. I'm not trying to take it seriously, but I'm just trying to be at least logical with a number of my picks. So starting off, first five, we're doing rows of 5 at a time. We go with Alba, Telles, Allen, Benzema and Bruno Fernandes. Alba I'm keeping an 85. I don't really see any changes happening on him in particular, but of course time will tell. Telles, +1 for him on his 84. I would imagine he may just get minor increases on maybe like defending, dribbling, passing and so forth. Same for Allen, I would imagine kind of same rules apply, being very consistent, so probably +1 defending. Benzema I'm keeping as an 85, he may go 86, I wouldn't be surprised. It was very impressive last season, one of the positive notes from Real Madrid. And Bruno Fernandes, +1 for him. Would imagine like +1, maybe in say like pace, shooting, passing, dribbling, those kind of elements. But I would imagine he'll not go too much higher. But I would imagine these 5 for a start are probably fairly close to what they may become FIFA 20. Delict going up from 83 to an 85. Probably +2s across the board, I would imagine. So you might see a decent pace boost on him. Obviously he had his 80 card went to 83 and this would go to 85. Donnarumma up to an 85 would be deserving at least, may even sneak into an 86, so don't be surprised on that. Fabinho I'm keeping the same. I don't really see any changes. He may go up, say even +1 for say like defending, but maybe not much more. So time will tell of course. Jimenez, +1 on him. I'd imagine just +1 maybe say pace, defending, dribbling and physical perhaps. Gomez +1 for Atalanta. He may even go to an 86. He had a phenomenal season again, but I feel 85 may kind of be like the consistent Serie A forward this year maybe, but you never know. But I would imagine he'll be at least an 85. Gundogan, 85 for him as well. Just to say, everything is A to Z, so I'm not going specific, by the way, just in case you're wondering why I must put certain players when I am. It's just all A to Z. I make a couple of mistakes later on. But Gundogan, I would imagine just +1s maybe across the board. Aspas, just a position change I would imagine on him. He may go 86, but Celta Vigo were pretty poor last year, so it may go on team, not just the individual player. Koke, I've seen right mid and centre mid quoted, so he may just get position change. I don't expect a ratings change. He may stay 85. Marquinhos, I'm keeping 85 for now. I was kind of leaning towards putting him an 86, but I was like, nah, I'll keep him an 85 despite him playing very impressive last year and getting a team of the season. Milinkovic-Savic, I feel's done nothing too major to kind of merit going up 1, but he's not done enough to feel I feel going down 1. PZ up 2 and a position change to a right mid. I was hoping if he stayed a centre mid this would be an appealing card, but right mid in all honesty could prove quite handy for league SBCs, so this card will probably go even cheaper now and quite handy for all those SBC needs. So I don't see seeing any change at all. Shula up 1 for him. Probably the biggest thing I put up was his pace. I put up like +2 I think, or +3 defend, because he is actually a lot quicker in real life and I'm surprised they don't give him such like tasty pace. Titi is given a major downgrade of -2. He only played like 14 games or something last year, so that's kind of why. And I was kind of hoping to, and Linglet's been kind of getting the nod ahead, so you may see a switch between Linglet and Titi. Varane just down 1. He did play a decent amount last year, but I still feel, despite obviously bagging a team of the year, that he will go down 1. Di Maria is a position change from right wing to centre forward striker, and I would imagine he will go at least +1. He may go +2, but he's been one of these players over the years that goes up and down, and there has never been really a consistency with him at all. So I've felt 85 seems about fair. Kyle Walker just a +1, maybe a pace, defending, physical boost. Werner up 1 would be, from his 84 would be more than deserved, probably pace and shooting up 1. Ziyech up 1 from an 84, he would get a position change sadly to a right mid, might put him even cheaper still, so won't knock it. So probably +1s across the board, but especially in pace and passing and dribbling. He may even go 86 because of how impressive he was. Bale down 2, just minor, just -2s across the board. Bernardo Silva is another one that's getting a major increase to an 86 and a position change to centre mid. Would be very well deserved. Bonucci, I'm just keeping the same. He was pretty consistent last year for what I've seen of Juventus or Piemonte Calcio, and I feel that he will stay around that 86 bracket. Casemiro going down to, I was kind of thinking that was a bit harsh. He may only go down like 1, but like Real Madrid in general last year were not the greatest, so I've went to, I will probably expect some sticking comments if you feel that way, which I can completely understand, but as I said, he may only go down 1, but I feel it's general consistency with the team. Coutinho down 2 as well, no surprise, and Iniesta down 1. Just to say, obviously Coutinho is Bayern, I'm not sure if he'll be left wing, cam, whatever, and with Iniesta just down 1 due to age, but he has been very impressive still in Spain. The Spaniard in Japan even. We'll get there in the end. Laporte up 2, hopefully gets more usable on the pace front. I'm hoping he may sneak into 70 pace, but hard to say. Lukaku down 1 from an 87, and despite how impressive he's been, it's just unfortunate obviously regardless. Mahrez up 1, just kind of consistency with him, and Manolas up. Mahrez may even go up +2 depending on the team, if he keeps his form up obviously in the next couple of weeks, but I would imagine even then they'll have made their universal decision if he's +1, +2. Manolas is up 1 on him, would be hopefully seeing a shooting boost. That is what I think a lot of fans would love to see just for a laugh. And then Marcelo down 2, I think there's been talk that's been kind of confirmed, which is a bit of an annoyance really. I was initially keeping him in 88 and I would have at worst put him in 87, but it seems like a -2 on him. Muller, no change really, he had a pretty consistent season and he may actually experience a passing boost, like he was very influential with assists last year, so you never know, but obviously game time is still a big factor at Bayern. Paulinho up 1, he was absolutely consistent in the Chinese Super League and more than deserving. Pjanic not done enough to merit an upgrade, but I'm keeping him in 86. Bagged a few informed last year and I would say will stay about the same. Heung-min Son up 1 and position change to striker. He may go 87, but I feel 86 is at least of deserving. And Witsel we're putting up 1 as well. I was kind of on the fence, do I keep him in 85, do I put him in 86? I feel he is deserving of an 86, probably just minor upgrades maybe in defending and physical, but would be a very nice card at the early stages of FIFA. Alexandro I'm putting up 1, I put him up 2 originally and he was in the top 50, but after sitting down a little bit further and looking into a few +1 is maybe just enough to deserve. Dybala down 2 from an 89. Didn't play very much last year and I think that will impact massively. I don't see him going much more than -2, but we'll see what happens. Fernandinho down on the pace, but I've upped his defending and I think upped his physical as well. Obviously he's just getting a bit older, pace not as, say, maybe as fluent as it used to be. Mobley I'm keeping the same, he was not as clinical as previous years but still a lot of goals to merit. Insigne I've put down 1, I've maybe been a bit harsh on that, but he was kind of on the fence, do I keep him in 88, do I keep him in 87, and he started this season with a bang, so he may stay in 88 but he will be at least in 87 I would imagine. Isco down 2, just general -2s across the board, like shooting, defending, physical, and dribbling and so forth. Jordi Alba keeping the same, initially I had put him up 1 but we'll keep him the same. Lacazette is up 2, he was on the cusp of sneaking into the top 50, but was literally just outside it. Rakitic, I'm keeping an 87. I think this one could be under a lot of scrutiny as well, because obviously he is talk of leaving the club and he just quietly goes about his business, I feel, for like Barcelona, and just does what's asked of him, and he gets goals, gets assists when he can, but he's a very clinical passer. And Leroy Sané up 1, very impressive player last season for Man City, despite injuries, despite what's going on behind the scenes, so you never know, but he should go at least up 1. Skriniar, I'm putting up +1 as well. He is the first of our top 50 candidates. He may stay in 86 though, but I think because of a lot of hype on Skriniar, and I would imagine that's why he may go at 1. Chesney at 1 just seems to be kind of cementing that number 1 goalie shirt now over Perrin, who may still leave Juventus, I think, and Buffon obviously despite coming in. I still feel Chesney may keep the number 1 shirt. Verratti up 1 to an 87, never always gets the credit that he deserves, and deserving of it. For Tongan, seems to be the best defender at Tottenham in a few folks' eyes, and I kind of feel that same way as well. I've kept him an 87, despite I think his recent injury problems, so see what happens with that. And then Courtois, I'm putting down to an 88 from a 90, just general -2s across the board. Vertonghen might be another one that could go under a bit of scrutiny, which I can completely understand with. 88s we're now moving into. I'm maybe going a bit high with some of these cards, but I've gone Edison with an 88. He will get probably +2s across the board, but he was very, very impressive for Man City last season, and definitely deserving of a healthy upgrade. Firmino an 88 as well. Might you even only go an 87, so be wary, but he definitely still deserves a lot of credit. And Danovic 88, don't really see any changes on him. Hummels may just be given a minor downgrade of -1, but very consistent centre back regardless, and seems to be settling back in at Dortmund very well for what I've seen. And Kimmich up to an 88 as well, definitely a very appealing card if it gets like +2s across the board. It's the pace that is what we mostly want on him. My only fear is he may be given a CDM card, like given like a Lamb situation, but I would imagine right back is where he will be. Kroos is -2. I had this a lot of folk were saying this on the FUTBIN predictions, oh, you've given -2 despite keeping some players the same. In reality, even though he is generally always consistent, I feel just with how the team, how Real Madrid played, that's kind of why he's been given a downgrade. Mane up to an 88, was very impressive last season, very influential player just in general, and definitely could get some nice increases on him. Mertens up to an 88, he is now sneaking into the top 50, very impressive actually, and someone I kind of was on the cusp of. I had kept him with an 87 initially. PK still stays an 80 that I had put together initially. I was fairly happy with that card and more than deserving, so probably +1s maybe across the board. And Pogba, I'm keeping an 88. I don't feel he'll get a downgrade, I don't feel he'll get an upgrade, I feel he will stay the same. Assists playing a big part in his favour. James Rodriguez will be an 88 still. I don't feel he's done enough to merit a downgrade or an upgrade despite how impressive he was for Bayern Munich. Obviously he's now back at Real Madrid as far as we all are led to believe. Thiago Silva, another player that just will stay an 88, always seems to do his job. He's not going to be I think just as he's getting older, it's not someone that's going to just suddenly go up like 1. He doesn't deserve to go down 1 either, so an 88 seems fair. Thiago up 1, probably just general increases maybe on the defending, physical, and maybe even the pace, but it's the physical that he needs because his stamina is a big issue. Aguero up is an 89, definitely deserving of that. In reality, you'd almost feel like he should deserve to even be a 90. He's that good a striker, and it kind of gives a bit of credit on. And Allison up to an 89 as well. One of the best players last season in net, and from there we go Aubameyang, Cavani, David Silva, Eriksen, Kane. Aubameyang up to an 89, more than deserving. Very clinical last season, holding the golden boot. He could even sneak to a 90 rated card, to be all honest, and I wouldn't exactly knock it. Cavani staying the same, not as clinical as previous years, but still very influential regardless. David Silva, 89 seems about fair for him for how impressive he has been, and with it being his final year at Man City, hopefully does the business. Edison up 1 to an 89. Depends what team he may be. If he's at Spurs, I'm sure this could be a very appealing hyperlink, club link with Harry Kane. I'm keeping him an 89, like what he originally got last year. I don't feel he'll go staying a 90. Despite scoring a lot of goals, he had injury problems as well, so they may work on that. Kante, an 89. The guy does not deserve a downgrade or an upgrade, I feel. It's harsh of he still worked his socks off in a system that didn't quite suit his style, but he still worked hard regardless. Koulibaly up 1 to an 89. This card could be insane next year. Hopefully gets a bit more of a pace boost, and ideally his height right. I think his height's wrong, or is right, I'm not sure. Lloris up 1 to an 89. Had a lot of folk giving stick on this as well. I feel like he did play a big part last season, and you kind of got to give players credit regardless, but obviously he may still stay an 88. Modric down 2 from a 91. A lot of folk were like, oh, this guy had a 99 team of the year and you're downgrading him. It's more on the team, and also just kind of advancing years as well in a sense, because he's kind of still peak of his powers, but I still feel a downgrade. Then Neuer down 1 as well, just with not being as consistent last year and injuries, but he still played a decent amount. Ramos is down 2 from a 91 to 89. I initially kept him the same. Actually, I didn't feel he was going to get a downgrade, but it seems like he might be on the cusp of one. Busquets up 1 to an 89. Stays an 89 even. Not done enough to kind of merit a downgrade, I feel. Chiellini staying around a 90. That's what he currently has on FIFA 19, and I feel that's what he is deserving. De Gea down 1, which is a bit harsh, but I think just with how the team has been and just a few mistakes in a number of games kind of went against him. And Godin, I'm keeping a 90. Still very clinical and important for Atletico Madrid last year, and I feel he could have that same influence at Inter Milan and would be a very useful SBC card actually when you kind of think about it. Griezmann up 1 to a 90. Very impressive in his final year for Atletico and starting the season off well for Barcelona, and so I would say 90 card is fair. Lewandowski 90. There is some folk were saying that he should be a 91, and I kind of see the reasoning with it, but I feel he will be at least a 90, but I would not be surprised if he's a 91. Royce was like player of the year, player of the month so many times. This was like his best year for a long time, and a 90 rated cam with him would be very, very delicious. Salah, another player up to a 90 rated card, just growing and improvement, and a 90 rated of him could be very appealing for a lot of fans. And Suarez down 1, only because of with Griezmann coming in, but not as clinical season as previous, but still a very important player regardless. Probably just minor downgrades on pace. Getting into the top 10, we have Raheem Sterling, also a 90 rated card. He was the young player of the year, and just seems to be going leaps and bounds under Pep Guardiola these days, and more than deserving of it. Ter Stegen 90 rated, up 1. He got a most consistent team this season in FIFA 19, and I would imagine up there for probably like the second or third best goalkeeper in FIFA for FIFA 20. De Bruyne, I'm keeping a 91. I don't see him getting downgraded or upgraded. I feel he'll stay the same, and he's kind of been very impressive since returning from all his injuries, and hopefully kind of kicks on and has another good consistent season that might push to maybe team of the year territory. Eden Hazard 91 for him, up 1, and I would say he's going to run close for maybe if he can kind of do the business. And Mbappe, another one that's going up to a 91, being very clinical and impressive again for PSG. Now Neymar down 1 to a 91, but a position change to a cam. This card could be astronomical in price, but he may stay a 92 on the basis of how impressive he was last season, but he's had a lot of injuries, and he's currently not playing for the team because he's trying to force a transfer through to Barcelona or Real Madrid. or maybe even Juventus, depending who comes in and gets him. Then Oblak, I think, will be the best goalkeeper in FIFA, and this year I feel deserves Team of the Year card. He is just always consistent, one of the best goalies in the world, and this year I think FIFA 20 will merit that. Van Dijk for me is the best defender in the world and will merit 91 rated card. And then Messi and Ronaldo, they're only second and first because of alphabetical. I feel Messi, if anything, will get the nod over Ronaldo for maybe the best player in FIFA. If they were to do anything, it might go 91, 91, 91, and then maybe 92, 93, or 93, 94, or 94, 94. But I still feel that both players, regardless, will be the same rating, and it depends how they want to work it for special cards. I kept it 93, 93 because of that, because I feel they want to give them more room for special cards, and might change it up a little bit. But hopefully you find this useful, folks. As I said, Top 50 had a lot of scrutiny on FUTBIN's YouTube channel. I've seen a lot of the posts going about it, and same for the tweets. Definitely makes for fun viewing regardless. But let me know, folks, in the comments down below for my top 100 predictions. What do you think of them? Are they good? Are they bad? Is there anyone else that I may have missed or should have included? And hopefully you find it, as I said, useful. So take it easy all, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later.